I have, am I overreacting?
Yes.
This man states, "Am I overreacting? A manager cussed me out because I wanted to leave." I like
I'll
reading work
fucking
ones like this when it's
slap that manager right in his
bosses and
mouth.
stuff. Oh, hold on. Save it
Fucking
for the story. Save it
ooh,
for the story. I know you
ooh,
passionate about this
ooh.
stuff too.
You a
Okay,
man
so this
first,
guy
homie.
go what?
I said, you a man first, homie.
Yeah, yeah.
Fuck that
So
job.
this guy goes on to say, I don't work night shift anymore. I moved to days. And I already told them that anything outside my availability doesn't work for me. Despite that, they scheduled me anyway. I showed up exhausted, and the person I supposedly was covering was there saying their vacation didn't even start till the next day. I was irritated, but decided to at least handle the main reason they scheduled me, the load. I finished it right as I needed to take my lunch. I went to one of the managers and told them, hey, the load is done. I'm not feeling well, so I'm going to head out.
That's a lot of
He
loads.
complete Yeah, right? A lot of loads.
A lot of loads in one
Uh,
sentence.
he completely lost it. He started cussing me out, calling me a bitch, a diva, saying there's work to do. I'm there to work and do whatever they want. He told me I'm not allowed to set my own hours and have availability at all. He got in my face like he wanted to fight and kept repeating that I was a diva and a fucking bitch. Am I overreacting? Shoot me.
Yes.
Shoot me.
Oh, yes. I'm not saying I live for these moments because I don't like confrontation.
Thought you would like this one,
I
bro.
don't like
I know who you
confrontation.
are, bro.
Yeah, I've always, I've had to catch myself even with managers, and I've said this to them to their face multiple times to multiple people. Hey, I'm back you on up right there. I don't like the way you're talking to me. First of all, I'm a man. Second of all, just because I work here doesn't give you the right to treat me like that. And if you continue talking about that, me and you are going to have issue. And that
Oh,
usually sets them straight. Nobody in my life has ever came up to me in a work setting is like, you're a bitch.
oh shit.
This guy got one of them AMOG alpha male guys that thinks he's, I don't
Yeah.
know their situation or their body structures, or maybe this guy thought he could just push around this dude, and that's what it sounds like to me, because no respecting man's going to take that, you know what I mean? By
Right.
any means. I mean, if it's a job you've been
Oh,
at for a long time, career length job, and your boss was having an awful day, something you should know, like something's wrong, but, and just back off and let the situation like de-escalate. But for him to be calling him a bitch, like, was this in front of people? My God.
I
Like,
wish you elaborated it more on the
yeah.
setting for sure, and potentially like what kind of job it was. Obviously, it's a shipping job because he's talking about loads and stuff like that. But like, I
Yeah,
had
he
I had
was.
a manager tell me he was like, "What the fuck are you doing at work?" And this was when I first started, and I rolled up and I was like, "You'll never cuss at me again. You'll never cuss at me when you speak to me." And like, if somebody's calling you name one, understand, I guess, if your job has a handbook or they have guidelines, read that stuff, stay informed because one, you'll know it'll tell you what is allowed. And in any job, no one should be cussing at you in reality. But we work jobs, people cuss, it's so be it. You're a grown man, you can distinguish between disrespect and frustration, as you were saying, if they're having a bad day. I know
Yeah.
when my bosses, my higher ups are swamped
Yeah.
dealing with things, but I also know to steer clear of them when that's the case. I know I'm
Yeah.
not adding to it and frustrating them more. But if somebody wanted to pop off like that, boy, ooh,
Yeah. That's what
ooh,
I'm saying.
oh, this a
That's what I'm
two-way
saying.
street. Don't even because
Listen
also
here,
too
little
the
man.
things that fall under the umbrella of job shaming and workplace bullying are vast.
Yeah.
And because people don't really know what the scope of that is, bad managers, bad higher ups get away with a lot of stuff. But if you know what that is and you can hold them accountable to that with knowledge and fact, it shuts that shit down, man. Like, no, I wouldn't take that at all. This man's not overreacting with feeling like
I don't
this,
think any
this,
guy
this.
out there, any respectable man would take that. People get in the
Oh, bro.
comments and be like, what would you do if somebody called you a bitch? We want to know. If your manager came up to you and was like, you're a little bitch,
Yeah.
like, how would you
Yeah,
handle the
let us know
situation?
in the comments if you see this. Let us know in the comments, what would you do if your manager started talking shit to you like that, calling
Unless
you a
my
little bitch?
manager's Mike Tyson, then, I'd be thinking, oh, okay, Mike, what's wrong? Did you have a bad day? Like,
I had a
but even
manager one
then,
time tell me I don't have a choice.
oh, yeah, that's hilarious
They're
too.
like, you got to get this done. And I was like,
I ain't got to do
I'm only
shit.
one person. I can't get this done. They're like, you don't have a choice. And I looked them dead in the eye and I was like, you always have a choice.
Yeah.
Like, don't ever come at me like I'm a slave. We entered into a mutually binding employment contract. Everything in your guidelines of your handbook, the corporation paid a panel of people $1 million plus to set this up. You don't
Yeah.
get to circumvent that crap. And you don't get to act
Yeah,
like
but you
I'm
know how
just
people
here.
get like in a position of they think they're in power so they can treat you however the fuck they want, you know?
Come
And it's
on,
just like,
power my foot
listen
up that
here.
ass.
Yeah, that's what dude,
Fuck
even now,
yeah.
even and I'm in a career setting, a career job. My boss comes out.
Same. Yeah.
If he's cussing like in his sentence and saying this fucking shit right here sucks or this fucking job needs to that don't bother me. But if he's like,
No.
you fucking need to fucking oh,
Oh, no, 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 no.
ooh,
We shut that shit down.
ooh.
But I'll do it respectful too. I'll pull them aside, and
Yeah,
I've done it
but
before. Like, you won't speak to me like that. You will never treat me like that again. And because we too grown, we're not children. And obviously, what's going on isn't because of my neglect. It's because
yeah.
your poor management and lack of planning. You
Also,
know,
I
it's
won't. I'm not a big like let words hurt me kind of guy. Like I'm not gonna self destruct my job, my career, my family's livelihood over some
no,
dude
of
wanting
course.
to
You weigh the
Yeah.
situation.
I'll just let it be known that I wasn't happy with it. Now, if it, I wish you could see the situation because it'd be different. If dude was like all up in his face, like for real in his face like that. You
Well,
know what I mean,
he did say he
dude?
got in his face and continued
Yeah,
calling him a diva and a fucking bitch.
yeah.
If my manager got in my face,
That's it.
I'd be like,
That's it. I
bro,
don't know if I could hold myself at that point.
bro.
I don't know if
I
I could.
wouldn't throw hands, but I'd be like, you're getting
If
real
he
close
touched you,
to a point.
if he was that close to
Oh,
where
if
his
a
like breath or spit came onto you, you just
bro,
you would have
being
fucking
a
laid him
bouncer,
flat.
being a bouncer for like so long, dude. Like, I'm not a trained martial artist, but I know how to win a fight without even throwing a punch, and I know how to restrain grown men without hurting them, but with the potential to hurt them. If a manager got in my face, I'd be like, you're making the biggest mistake. But then again, we're tall, bigger dudes, 200 plus pounds. If somebody's getting in my face, they,
Yeah.
they know what could potentially happen, and they're not doing it. It's not a preferred scenario for anyone in the work setting. And as I said before, a grown man's game charges a grown man's price. If you gonna come get in my face and act like you got something on me, just because you got a title, you might be something in these four walls, but outside of this establishment,
Yeah.
you don't stand next to me, bro. You behind me. People ain't looking at you for guidance.
Remember, I look
You
down
won't.
at
You don't
you.
possess those qualities.
There's
You
guys,
and that's
and I'm not saying, dude, I've seen plenty of shorter homies that are bad ass. Like
yeah,
that
yeah,
video
yeah,
we watched the other day. Remember that big dude was on the little homie's like, and
yeah.
little homie was like, "Oh, you want
I
to do
want
this?
that smoke.
Yeah, I
He's
want
like,
that
yeah,
smoke.
let's
Okay,
do that.
come
I
on,
want
let's
that
go right
smoke.
here." And that big dude was like, "Whoa, let's talk about this."
Well, that's
Fucking
the thing,
bitch
man. We
made.
live in that day and age where a lot of people don't want that finalized confrontation. They want to take it up to that point and then let it go and stop it. And it's like, nah, bro, you started this roller coaster. We're going to finish it out, and it's going to get resolved one way or another.
Yeah.
And that, it's unacceptable to have anyone get in your face like that. And it's like,
All right, fellas, let us know before we drag this on any longer in the comments
yeah,
here.
yeah,
What would you do if your boss came at you calling you all
yeah.
sorts of
Let us
names?
know what you would do if anyone in a higher position than you were got in your face, started disrespecting you verbally and emotionally and shaming you. I want to know how you would react.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Later.